this exact moment more than pretty much anything else. A quick side note, look at how many John Wicks there are on the OV side. That is a good old trick they used in the first season as well, making it a little bit tougher for you to exactly know which John Wick you're targeting. However, a small slip up by these guys as their avatar frames look a little bit different. I don't think that'll make a difference on the match itself. By the way, what ended up happening last match as JWM2 just completely had been reacting non-stop to what HKL were doing. That was a prime example to what you just said.
Gecko, I see you looking at what I'm looking at, which is that this rally just broke in 3 marches, now hanging out by the Desert Altar for JWM. And they're postured at the altar that should belong to OV. But OV, okay, they're starting to get enough players there.
In terms of occupation, OV with a lot of open field presence, but didn't have enough people in the building. Now they do. It's a little scare. It's a nice little scare. One of the things that you'll see Tim doing right now is he suicided all his troops. You guys might be saying, what the heck is he doing against all this? What he's doing is making sure his marches frowny face home to ensure
by that area. Mostly marches looking defensive as now that Divine Aid is being cast to get extra teleports for JWM. We should see those get used up as 4, 3, 2, and those teleports getting used up real fast, getting onto the battlefield. Remarkable, a couple teleports still not used, 1 left. Now Slouty, a few seconds behind here, casting that Divine Aid.
One within JWM, it's not enough to warrant a crazy amount of stress just yet. As the rallies start coming in, we saw 5 in total, 4 of them in favor of JWM and 2 of OV. JWM putting the pressure on early on. Shrine of Life blinking, both blue altars are blinking too. But those blue altars have a carpet of blue marches near them that are definitely making all of the delayed graphics and all that stuff happen along the way. Everything is getting simplified.
There was a huge fight going on. Yep, that's where I'm looking as well. And I really wanted to call out that I liked that both sides were battling in the middle. There was a time where we were, a lot of people were saying like, oh, don't fight in the field, stay at the structures.
But this time, JWM are bailing out on it to go to the center a little bit. This can be tough. There's much more OV presence near this Shrine of War, as more than there was by JWM in the blue side Shrine of War. OV are taking a very big risk here. Instead of taking these marches to the center, which is what they typically do, they aggress towards the Shrine of War, they aggress towards the Desert Altar, and then they converge to the center. They are staying here to take this Shrine of War out. The question is this intended by JWM to attempt to fish these guys into staying here and frowny facing home rather than helping in the middle?
And JWM has maybe even double the presence at the Temple of Osiris. This is not going to go well for OV if they don't get more support. And at this point,
I worry for them because to have people trickle into support is not going to be good enough. JWM seems to be in a very commanding position by that temple, and given that the structure game is even,
this is a much tougher time grabbing that arc. Right now, OV are taking this arc and marching with it. JWM really need to stop this arc carrier as soon as possible, believing it's the John Wick.
And there are a few people trying to do that. This carrier is going to make serious moves, and I am extremely concerned for OV with this arc. I called the shot 5 minutes ago that they were underpowered in the center and they were going to be in trouble, and now they're in that trouble. The carrier getting hit with bogged down, but I don't think it's going to matter. They're going so fast and so uncontested, they're going to make huge ground here. One of the John Wicks or doppelgangers now hitting the carrier, with that march already being half health, I don't think is going to do enough damage to it. In fact, what I think is going to happen is the carrier is going to get down to half health and get charge talent march speed bonuses. So if anything, I think this might actually help the carrier rather than hinder it. Although a second and now solo marches, they're going to need a rally to get that back. And even now, boom, the Desert Altar that should belong to OV switching hands to JWM. This is going very well. I saw a couple interesting things. First of all, I saw a Khan captain for the JWM altar before it eventually switched to a Wu Zetian primary. So there was a Khan E-song for a brief period. That altar for JWM was under a bit of pressure. It still is, but I think it will hold now that they've got the right captain at play. And what I find fascinating about this match is that I think there's far less aggression.
Those altars
that are still blinking and have been blinking this whole time. But now, OV coming into the center, JWM pushing up a little bit just like he said, Light sitting here ready to grab the arc. One of the things that you should know about micro-optimizing in Osiris League is if you manage to drop that arc on your side, that's 30 free seconds. That is right. If Light manages to drop this on their side over the blue side, that's 30 seconds worth of a march that you gain for free. John Wick, knowing this, had a little bit of a sneaky march somewhere towards the middle. Now he's coming around to go behind Light just in case Light drops this thing. And it's why OV are now targeting Light. They want to make sure that the fight happens at the temple, and they're trying to get that arc to drop on their side.
And gain the 30 seconds.
Yes, mystical formation and to the death being cast. For JWM and OV respectively as the arc spawns into the center. I did really love the JWM positioning, blocking.
And there goes a matter of...
I don't think they have the marches to swarm this down at this point, and I think those are probably better spent on the carrier. Ooh, yikes.
It did the job though, because if you notice, the last carrier that picked up the arc stopped going towards the altar and went towards the outpost, to the obelisk. Here's the thing, right? Like it or not, at this stage, for JWM, they're on a massive back foot. This is going to go towards OV at any point. The real question is whether JWM can slow down the amount of time it'll take for OV to get this in. For OV, they want to get it in now. They want the points now. They want the next arc to be in play because that's what's going to bring them back potentially into this match. JWM at this stage, I believe, have agreed that the likelihood of them picking up this arc is slim to none. And so JWM said, no, forget about the carrier, forget about everything. Focus the building. We need to get this building down. Will they have enough time? They did use a skill.
I don't think so.
Oh, this
I don't think so. I
close.
think it was a mistake. I think it was a mistake. It's so close. I think that carrier is going to make it in, though.
That carrier makes it in, and with that, OV scored their first arc of the match, second arc in the game, but this isn't the end of it here then. It was JWM committed to the building, and they're going to get the building. Another gathering skill happening here, third one of the match. And OV are like, oh yeah, you want our building? Well, we're gonna put everything in here. JWM taking the desert altar though, sky altar that is supposed to be.
Like, I used to think posturing into a position was a thing. It's not a thing. It's wasted time. So right now there's wasted JWM time because they're just standing there at the temple instead of using it to push forward and hit these arches that are trickling in. So instead of killing Mateo's march and DBX's march and his other march one at a time, which they have the opportunity to do now,
be able to focus on one target. JWM noticing that what OV does is collapse from both sides simultaneously, and so while it is very tempting to go after Mateo, who by the way isn't a fool, he definitely made it in here to try to bait. A few of these folks are 100% trying to bait a reaction, and that reaction by Cyrus just happened. Look at this. This is exactly what I'm talking about. A quick bait to get a few marches in, left and right come OV, and a few of these JWM marches are surrounded by blue. Very, very big problem. This is specific for OV. OV doing the left and right surround, and exactly what I was talking about just happened. You got baited a bit too far forward, left and right collapsed, and next thing you know, JWM are now in a world of pain in the center.
Yeah, they're just giving it, actually. I think they're actually just giving it. I don't think they care. There's way too few marches here to indicate that they're...
This comfortably right now.
Yeah, I don't know that I see enough provisioning happening. Barely 4 marches doing that provisioning for OV.
I agree, and with them losing their Shrine of War, even for a few moments, that's 80 points per minute out the window for the next 3 minutes for OV, which means JWM are now leading with 130 points per minute, more than that, 230 points per minute. Very, very, very big problem. With about 4,000 point lead for JWM, the provisions are going to start coming in. 7-minute marker is when you really start anymore as JWM took the Shrine of War. The building game, in my opinion, is over. At this point, oof, to make matters worse, a Sky Altar goes out for JWM in terms of, oh boy, man, oh man. It looks like towards the very end, OV are starting to lose their buildings. OV's Desert Altar is being smashed onto...
Though, I do almost feel like caravanning is your only hope for points at this moment in the battle.
Yes, sir. I mean, we're just gonna have to keep an eye on it and see how it goes. Quite frankly, at this point, I'm just looking at the points and at the timer and just watching the lead slowly change. 6,000 plus points in favor. 10 seconds till the end, but for now, let's get those GGs coming in the chat for both teams for an amazing match, for an amazing season. One of them is still gonna stay with us for the finals next week as the points are ticking up. They did not. 39,000 to 33 with JWM punching a ticket to the finals and Kika taking the MVP.